May 7th and 8th, Saturday and Sunday. So I haven't told you that all month of May so far, there is 0 planets in air. What does that mean? This is why you want to get my book, because you're going to learn the 4 elements in The Missing Element by Deborah Silverman. Air is the element of talking. I'm not going to have you guess what my sign is, even though my birthday is coming up, and I'd love for you to buy my book for my birthday and write a review, but we won't plug that yet because my birthday's a little down the road. These 2 days, the sun is in Taurus and the moon is 1 sign away in Gemini. Because remember we had that dark moon when the sun and moon were holding hands? Well, now it moved 1 sign. That empty air none in the heavens just got 1 planet called Gemini that's going to give us access. In the meantime, this whole month, we've had this crazy square going on with Neptune over here in Pisces, Jupiter in Virgo, and opposite the moon in Gemini down here is Mars and Saturn in Sag. So we have Sag, we have Pisces, we have Virgo, and we have Gemini, and they are in what's called a grand cross. And the release, when there's not a grand cross, when there's just a T-square this whole month, we've had this T-square consistently, I haven't told you, the release would have been Gemini. So if someone was born with a T-square, I always look for the release point and say, oh, this whole month we have to talk because there's no air in the heavens. And the missing element requires an action step. But today, good news, next 2 days, this weekend, we've got this release point of Gemini, and I am here to be the Gemini example to say that while Taurus energy is very calm, and very quiet, and they'd prefer not to talk unless it's purposeful. When the moon's in Gemini for the next few days, they talk about everything. They just keep talking and talking and talking, and you won't guess what sign I am. I already told you, haha, it's very Gemini. And when the moon's in Gemini, it is the opportune time to reach out and find some networking. So on this weekend, think of it as an energetic weekend. It's got this wonderful grand cross, lots of energy in the heavens, a little tense for you Geminis, Virgos, Sag, or Pisces. Any of you might notice, wow, that's funny. I felt off this weekend. But for the rest of you who want to feel electric when the moon's in Gemini and you want to talk, it's a perfect time to make a dinner party this weekend. Do your Taurus, but invite over some really interesting people and create a conversation where you ask them, let's talk about our shadows. I love dinner parties where there's purpose or function. So I'm going to challenge you this weekend. In the meantime, Mercury's going retrograde. So if you burn the food or you forget where you were going, don't feel bad because we're all in this together. Astrology Answers brought Deborah Silverman to talk about the missing element, which was air, but it just filled itself in. And that's why I'm here to let you know that good news is, even when things go and change, we always have a balance factor. And it lives right between our 2 ears. As soon as we're conscious, and that's why we're doing these videos, life gets so much easier. I am here to tell you that I'm about to do book signings. I'm going to give you 3 different cities that I'm going to, so grab your pen. So the first one that I land in is I'm going to New York City on May 12th. And I'm going to be there doing a public presentation. It's $25 at the door. And I'm going to have all of you fill out your personality test so I can work with your charts right then in front of me. And I'm going to do book signings. So the name of the bookstore is Namaste. And the address is 2 West 14th. And it's at 6 to 8 on May 12th in New York City. So if you're anywhere in New York City on May 12th and you want to come meet Deborah Silverman in person, I will be there in the evening. Second city that I'm going to right after is going to be Seattle, where I'm going to be at the East West Bookstore on May 14th. And that's from 7 to 8:30 p.m. And again, it's $25. You're going to come in with a personality test, and we're going to have a little exchange. You're going to get to learn about your personality test. And again, I'm going to sign books and sell books called The Missing Element, brought to you by Deborah Silverman. And the last city that I'm going to at this point is Vancouver, where I spent many years. I'm going to be at the Indigo Bookstore at I'm going to be at the Indigo Bookstore at 810 Granville Street, that's the address, between 11 and 2 on May 18th. So first comes New York City, May 12th, then comes Seattle, May 14th, and then comes Vancouver, May 18th. And if you're interested, you can write to silvermansupport@gmail, and we'll give you information about all of this in detail. However, all you got to do is just make an appearance. I'm going to sign a book for you, and we're going to meet each other. How exciting is that? That I get to play my game called I Wrote a Book, and you get to play, really? I'm so interested.